I think we got somewhere around 42 quarts of green beans in the freezer, and it's 10 in there, and that's 11. And this is a double size, so that's 13, plus enough to cook for dinner tonight. So we're about 55, which we did last year, which is good. And let's see, Monday morning it's supposed to get down to at or below freezing here. So this might be the last of the beans, because I picked them pretty heavy in case it did freeze this weekend. Well, it's that time of year to move all my plants in from a gazebo in the yard into this greenhouse, and we're going to have to make a little room and be able to get them all in there. As you can tell, the leaves are starting to fall, and this is a blackberry lily, and I don't think I've ever shown you with it as it's got its mature seeds on it. Now each one of those is a seed, and each cluster has 6, 8, or 10, and you grow them, and in 1 year they'll bloom and have flowers on them and turn into the little fake blackberries. We got to do everything because it's going to freeze tonight. This out for the last couple days, and for the next day or so is in danger of getting a nice frost. They're calling on 3102 here. We're hoping it's not going to be that bad. And all we have to do is move all those plants into the greenhouse. Now with the seed spikes off of it, just leave it alone, and it sits there, and next year it flowers and has seeds again. Lasts a long time. Blackberry lilies. My Amarylis have been dying back, and at this time of year you stop watering them, of course, and let them dry out. And I made a mistake last year, and I know better. This is in a pot that has a built-in clay catch pan on it, and they never dried out, and they were my biggest bulbs, and so they didn't bloom. They have to dry out and go dormant, and since there was moisture around them all winter on the back porch, they didn't go dormant. Now dahlias have been pretty spectacular here in the yard. It's getting toward the late part of the season. We're getting a lot of leaves starting to fall, and I propped them up, and they've got so big and heavy they fell over. And these were the ones that we had at the house. Well, it's going to be a frost tonight, and these are dahlias, and they're sort of tender, and you wouldn't want them to freeze, but since the tubers are down in the soil a little bit, a frost is not going to hurt them. In fact, a frost helps some rhizomes and tubers, and dahlias are one that it does help by experiencing dieback in the stalk from freezing temperatures, killing this stalk because it's still got moisture in it if it's alive, and it'll freeze. By getting cold, those tubers set eyes to send these shoots up next year. There are 2 fig trees. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I've had them in these buckets, and I'll move those into the greenhouse, but want them to experience a little cold, but not freezing temperatures. Now these Amarylis are tropical, and you can't leave them out here because the bulbs are above the ground, and they would be affected by a freeze, and they all have to come in. Well, a gazebo looks a little bare with no the plants, and then we've removed all the Amarylis. And I've seen it fuller, but it's getting a little late here on the East Coast. Sun's on the other side of the house. We got all the hostas under there, and we got some stuff there, and that tray is full. Got stuff up here on the top. It'll make it till next spring. There's still some beans in here, and we covered these with an old tarp that used to be on the boat. It's really just one that you buy in a big box store, and maybe they didn't freeze. I don't see any real curled up black leaves yet. You see the beans on these things, they finally produced, and I came down Friday because they thought that the cold weather was going to come through Sunday morning. It was going to be rainy and all, so we didn't come down to the river this weekend. And today is Monday, and tomorrow's boat day, and we put up 15 more quarts. So I think we're just past 50 quarts so far, And if it didn't get hurt last night and it makes it for another week, and it's supposed to not go below freezing for another week, we might get another 12, 15 quarts off of it, which would be a record for us. But it would be pleasing considering how poor it was at the beginning.